What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Bullpen with Bouch and Ben, the first episode of this podcast that we have decided to
Start up.
we decided to start this up. My name is Ben. This is Bouch. Bouch, what are we doing here?
Just giving your official takes on some sports topics.
I think that is what we are doing. I'm excited about this.
Me too. It's a dream of mine, and just happy to get started.
Yeah.
See who will actually listen to us.
We're not guaranteeing any listeners, but I'll take it.
You gotta start somewhere.
You gotta start somewhere. You can't get to one viewer or one listener without zero.
Exactly.
I don't know if that's a true thing. I might have just made that up. But hey, we're coming to you, not live, but in my parents' basement, where we're going to talk to you about sports. Every week, we're going to try and get on here and give you guys our opinion on...
Our smart opinion on stuff.
Our very general opinion on what we think is going on in the sports world. So, Bush, you ready for this?
I'm ready. Let's kick it off.
All right, I think we're going to start off with All-Star Weekend. It was this past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And in the NBA, I don't know how you feel about All-Star games in general, but just initial opinion. What do you think about this All-Star game?
All-Star games in general, I'm not a big All-Star game person. Pro Bowl sucks. I think we can agree on that. Pro Bowl's terrible.
I'm not gonna lie. I watch the Pro Bowl every year.
Really?
I watch it. Like, I make sure I'm like, all right, let me watch the Pro Bowl.
Wow. All right. Well, you have a lot more free time than I do, obviously.
What are you doing this Sunday in between the Super Bowl and the end of the regular season?
So many things. All right. How about MLB All-Star Game?
Was good, but then they changed it. It's no longer going to count for the World Series.
So you like that point?
I like that it meant something.
All right. That's fair enough. How about basketball this weekend? What did you think of that?
No, I didn't watch it. Was I on vacation? Yes. If I wasn't on vacation, was I still going to watch it?
No.
Probably not. No.
Wow. I did watch it. And I thought it was pretty bad, to be honest with you.
I thought you were going to say it was good.
No.
Right?
I mean, you look at the skills competition. Did you watch the skills competition? They just basically run through some hoops, and that's it. And then they have to hit a full court shot.
All right. You almost had me at full court shot, but I don't know. I feel like skills and three-point, that's what everyone's harping for in the NFL. They're like, give it a skills competition. Everyone's going to love it. They did that this year. I enjoyed that part. I'm not going to lie. I enjoyed the skills competition. Maybe because it's new. In 5 years, am I going to say, wow, everything about this sucks? But I don't know. I feel like if the dunk contest three-point shooting was still all fresh and new, it would be more interesting.
Yeah, so who won the three-point contest? It wasn't Kyrie.
It was Eric Gordon.
Eric
He
Gordon.
beat out Kyrie in the finals.
All right. And Eric Gordon, I didn't even know he was still in the NBA. Come on, how old is he?
From the Rockets. He's not that old.
And then the dunk contest, that one is terrible. It's like didn't they have some guy from the D League playing in that?
Yeah, I think he averaged like south of 10 minutes game
time.
I don't know. It just, to me, I feel like dunks are, like, what's there to do anymore?
Yeah, you're right on that. I mean, MJ kind of set everything up, and there's nothing more to do after that.
I was watching, they were showing it was MJ's birthday and his anniversary of his dunk contest victory, jumped from the free throw line. And the things he was doing in that dunk contest seemed so basic and so just like, all right, like, maybe that's just us now that we've seen so many dunks. But back then, they were like, oh, my God, give him a 50 for a score. He did a 360.
Dude, he took off from the foul line a couple times.
Yeah, the foul line was cool. But on some of the other ones, he literally was doing just kind of like a
How about the clutch
windmill.
where he comes up and clutches it and dunks it? You didn't like that dunk of MJ?
I mean, at the time, I'm sure that was like, oh, my God.
Dissing on MJ.
I don't know, but what do you... I hear you have this magical plan to fix All-Star Weekend.
I do have a huge plan to fix
Please.
All-Star Weekend.
Please let us know what that is.
All right, so everyone hates All-Star Weekend because they play no defense, and it's just basically non-competition, and they just see what kind of dumb dunks they can do. Although Anthony Davis did put on a couple good dunks in the All-Star game. But
True.
Here's my idea to make All-Star Weekend great. Great.
Good pause.
All
Good
right.
use of the pause there.
So here's what we do. You take 8 players from the East, 8 players from the West, right? And then you do a round-robin tournament. 1-on-1, winner gets $1 million.
All right. You had me until $1 million.
That is a great idea.
Okay, 1-on-1. All right, I get that. That'd be cool.
See Isaiah Thomas posting up Anthony Davis. You wouldn't want to see that?
No, because he's gonna get swatted into the 10th row.
Is he though? I mean,
Yes.
I've seen
He's about 2
Isaiah
feet
Thomas
taller.
shake some of those guys.
Anthony Davis is at least 6'10", and Isaiah Thomas is our height, and we are average white people.
That is true. That is true. But I think he could score some points on Anthony Davis.
Ugh.
And tell me that most of America, even if not more of America, wouldn't watch that All-Star game compared to this All-Star game.
I would watch that. I would watch that, but I also feel like I'd watch it because it's new. It's something different, but that's what you need. Change is good sometimes, but I don't know. That sounds more like another facet of a skills competition and less of a game.
I agree. But look at it's solving something. At least they'll actually play defense.
What about a 3-on-3 tournament
3-on-3.
or 2s?
That would work, kind of like a My Park. Isn't Ice Cube doing that same thing though with retired players?
Yeah, well, the retired players. But imagine it's not like all the All-Stars get voted for.
Yeah.
They put names in a hat.
Mhm.
They pick them out.
All right, we're picking names out of a hat.
Picking
for
names
All-Star
out of a
weekend.
hat for All-Star. Yes,
All right.
100%.
All right. Is this gonna be live with the like the
Oh,
lottery?
name drawing? Oh, all live. The 30-minute pregame show is just them picking teams.
Oh my goodness.
So there's no planning.
All right.
All right, maybe you pick earlier in the week, but
All right.
I don't know. I think that'd be cool because you get a chance. You mix all the East and West together, so everyone's in one player pool.
One player pool.
So anyone could end up playing with anyone. I mean, this is the era of the big three, as
Yeah,
I throw
you're
up
right.
the air quotes, that everyone would love to see these big three All-Stars play together.
You're right.
I actually don't mind that. I may or may not have just made that up on the spot, and I'm actually enjoying that a lot.
Your 3-on-3 tournament, you're liking that a lot?
I like it.
Maybe that'll work. I don't know.
All right. So the second biggest point of your $1 million 1-on-1 is the $1 million. Where is that coming from?
I mean, the players get paid to play in the tournament. Just take it out of their salaries. You know, the winner gets a certain bonus. Just add that up and give it to the
salaries.
Yeah, definitely. So say you play in the All-Star game. Don't you get a bonus for playing in the All-Star game?
In certain contracts, yeah.
Yeah, most contracts, you get a bonus for playing in the All-Star game. You also get a paid salary for playing in the All-Star game.
Do you?
Yeah. It's a game. You're not just going to play it for free.
I feel like you would have to play it for free. I feel like that'd be in your contract to be like, all right, if you get voted, you're playing.
No. You definitely get paid for everything you do.
I know they get paid for the Pro Bowl.
Exactly. So why
But
wouldn't
I
they
mean,
get it?
that's,
Are we going to have to look this up live
we might
on
have to
air?
look this up. I don't know.
All right. Do you get paid to play in the NBA All-Star game?
I guess it makes sense, but I don't know if players would want to join a 1-on-1 tournament where they would have to give up their own money. Players are fighting for money every day of the week in their contract negotiations. I feel like that'd be tough for them to voluntarily be like, all right, I'll give you this.
All right. On Sunday, each player took home $50,000 for
Alright, so-
one game where they didn't play defense.
So you need 20 players to give up their whole game check for the All-Star game.
Come on, maybe we could have them donate something to charity. The $1 million.
I feel like the whole million would go to charity no matter what.
All right, how about like the Pelicans? They just hosted. They can't put up $1 million to give to the winner.
I feel like you're just throwing around $1 million like it's nothing.
Maybe Boogie can just give $1 million. What do you think?
He was in line to make 200 million.
Yeah, and then he got traded. You know how much money he lost for that trade?
60 mil?
It was $30 million.
mil?
Was the extra
Because
extension?
you get
he
the
could
one
sign.
extra year if you.
That's a
stick with your
lot
home
of
team.
money to miss out on.
Yeah, I honestly think that's why he didn't want to get traded.
That's exactly why he didn't get traded. You think he actually wanted to stay in Sacramento?
I don't know. His press conference leaving, he cried.
He probably missed some of the people there. He'll probably miss some of the people. But have you ever been to Sacramento?
No, have you?
Exactly.
We live like hundreds of miles away from there. I don't.
I would never, ever go to Sacramento.
That is aggressive.
Nah, just kidding. It's probably not that bad of a city.
Of the 0 people that are going to listen to this, you're lucky no one from Sacramento is in that
That
list.
is true.
Oh,
It's probably sunny.
it probably is way nicer than it is here. But hey, since we got into the Boogie Cousins, DeMarcus Cousins trade, he got traded from Sacramento Kings to the Pelicans for essentially nothing.
Yeah,
We'll list it out. It was Buddy Hield, Tyreek Evans, Langston Galloway.
who we don't even know who that is.
I know Langston Galloway's pretty
Hey, he
good.
played for the Knicks, right?
He did play for the Knicks. No, that was We'll move on.
We'll move on.
A first-round pick that's top 3 protected, and a second-round pick. So, in my view, Langston Galloway gone means nothing.
Nothing.
A second-round pick means nothing.
Nothing.
Buddy Hield's the best value. The first-round pick is the second most value. Tyreek Evans third most for a top 10 player.
Okay.
What are your thoughts?
I think the Kings got robbed. Absolutely robbed. Blindfolded, swiper no swiping, robbed.
Yeah, that's very obvious.
But I mean, what I really want to know is how Vlade Divac can still be the Kings GM after making this trade.
Because he has an even worse owner above him, just making him do all these things.
Yeah, you gotta. I don't know. You think he's making him do those things?
To an extent. There's some owners that can't give up power like that.
So, what do you think it means for the Sacramento team? You think they're going to be good or what?
No. Good. What? Trading someone like Boogie Cousins
Mm-hmm.
is you want to get back picks, you want to get back players to rebuild, but they just didn't get enough to rebuild. So I feel like they're just so weighed down in the depths of trying to get out that they're never going to get out in any amount of time.
You never know. I mean, they could get a good pick this year and get something, but I think they're the AC right now, and I mean, I think they're going to fall off after the trade that just happened.
Yeah.
But I think that it's not the best thing to do.
And to have Vlade Divac, funny man.
Funny man.
He's just a moron.
First of all, cool name.
Yeah, sweet name, decent player, not good at being a GM.
No.
He came out and said, we had a better offer on the table 2 days ago. I get it. That's how business works. You hold out because you think you're going to get more, and then you realize, well, this is the most I'm going to get now. But why bring that up?
Why would you ever say it? I mean, maybe he's trying to cover his own ass a little bit,
But how's that covering your own ass? That's making it worse.
I know. And it was all over headlines all this week how he's an idiot.
Why say that? And then afterwards, instead of saying like, all right, yeah, we could have got this, and this, which would have made it 1,000 times worse.
Yeah.
He made it 10,000 times worse by saying, I don't want to talk about it, after bringing it up with no one talking about it.
Whatever his other offer was, it must have been really good if he needed to state that he had a better offer on the table.
But what's a better offer compared to Buddy Hield and a first-round pick?
Maybe he's justifying taking this offer. Could that be a solution?
I could see that.
You know,
I could see that more. I'm sure there were other trades. People had to have been coming to him about DeMarcus Cousins for years now.
Probably. I mean, he's been on the trade block for, I feel like, the past two All-Star games.
He's been on the trade block, not trade block.
Yeah.
I want to stay. We want to keep him, but we hate each other deeply. I don't get it, but back when David Stern was in charge, his notorious play was the Chris Paul denial trade.
Yep.
Do you think if David Stern was still in office and was a ruling fist commissioner, he would have denied this trade?
To be honest, no, because you're right before the All-Star game. You know, like we said before, the Kings are trying to rebuild. They got to ship Boogie off because he's not going to re-sign. I think David Stern
He was going to re-sign, though.
You think he was going to re-sign Sacramento?
Yes. Because of that $30 million extra that we were talking about.
Maybe because of the $30 million, but you don't think he wants to win? I think he's going to be very happy in New Orleans.
Do you think that dynamic can work in New Orleans? That would make him happy.
Listen, you have who's their point? Drew Holiday.
Yep.
You have Anthony Davis playing a 4. He's playing the 4 position. He's playing power forward.
That's what they want, though. He's more of a 4 than a 5.
So you're going to put Boogie at the 5.
Yeah.
You have Anthony Davis at the 4. He's going against a stretch 4 every single night. Think about that dynamic.
I didn't think about that on the offensive end. I was thinking just their skills, but yeah.
Think about it. He's going to tear up power forwards in the league. You should be scared. He's going to be like Kevin Garnett. He reminds me of Kevin Garnett playing the 4.
But on the reverse side, is he going to be able to defend 4s?
I mean, he's a great shot blocker. He can move pretty well. He did it in college a little bit at Kentucky.
Yeah. He can move up. That's the only thing is, if this was 10 years ago and they had that dynamic of 2 centers, it's like, all right, it's over. Like, they're going to dominate. But now it's a small ball. You got to chase around 3-point shooters for 40 minutes a game. Can that work?
I think it can, and I'll tell you why right now. Both Boogie and Anthony Davis have great handles, great with the ball in their hand.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's it's going to give the Golden State Warriors mismatches. You know what I mean? Like crazy.
Would that be Draymond Green? Or no, it'd be Kevin Durant on...
Yeah, imagine Kevin Durant on Anthony Davis.
On Anthony Davis.
I would
leaving DeMarcus Cousins.
On Draymond?
No, on... What's his name? Zaza.
Zaza?
That dude is getting roasted every possession.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know. That's interesting to me. It's because they're not typical big men.
Yeah.
Although they are big men in this day and age. Exactly. But it's not like you're putting Shaq and Tim Duncan on there, and they're both can't dribble the ball, can't do anything but post up and get rebounds. But
they're guards that are 7 feet tall.
Yeah. It's crazy that in college, Anthony Davis was a guard. So he trained as a guard his entire life, and then he just grew like a foot.
That's what I'm hoping it happens to me.
we are way past that age, I believe.
I don't know. I think I could still hit a growth spurt.
Hey, you know, all the power to you, but I think we're a little behind on that growth curve.
All right.
What do you think a trade like this, as bad as it is, how much does it devalue other players? Because we know Jimmy Butler's getting shopped right now, or pursued. Paul George is getting pursued. Melo.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think this devalues these kind of guys? Be like, all right, if a top 10 player gets this amount back, how much does a top 15 player get?
So you're saying that Paul George, if he gets traded, should get more money?
No, I'm saying teams are going to offer less for Paul George now because they see, like, all right, here's the benchmark of what a top 10 star gets.
This is what they should be getting back in return. I mean, I heard that they were asking so much for Jimmy Butler, and I want to know why the Celtics haven't, pursued anything. You have Paul George out there, Jimmy Butler, who else? Melo, who they probably could get for cheap, but he won't waive his no trade clause. And it really bothers me how they didn't put out more for Boogie, because I would love to have Boogie on the Celtics.
Yeah, as a fan of any team, you see what Boogie got, and you'd be like, why didn't my team trade essentially that for... I know every team doesn't have that, but...
I think the Celtics could have gave a way better package deal than whatever the Pelicans...
have all those picks. They could have sent, Amir Johnson and that first-round pick, and that's already a better trade than what they got. Yeah, the Nets pick that can be number 1.
Yeah.
Well, guaranteed top 4.
I don't think the Celtics are moving off that. But even if they gave their pick this year, I don't think they would.
You don't think they're trading that number 1, Nets pick?
I don't think the Celtics want to trade their number 1 pick for this year or
Why
next
not?
year.
You wouldn't trade that? You don't think they would trade that for Paul George?
I mean, it might be in the deal, but look at Lorenzo Ball. Like, you wouldn't want him at the top 3 pick.
But you don't need him. The Celtics don't need him.
I don't know. We also said we're not looking for Band-Aids, you know what I mean? We're looking for something that'll really contend for us.
Yeah, and that's Paul George. That's not Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball's he's good.
You didn't hear what Lonzo Ball's dad said?
Yeah, that guy's an idiot. I'm aware he thinks he's better than Steph Curry, and he said it 4 times this weekend.
Put Lonzo Ball on the Golden State Warriors and see what happens.
Stupid. That's just stupid. I don't think there's anyone in this draft class that is better than Paul George right now.
Right now, obviously, because they're 18 years old.
Yeah, obviously, and it's a right now league.
Agreed on that.
But not those are the rumors right now. Celtics, Jimmy Butler, Paul George. Who would you rather have?
If I'm choosing anyone,
Or anyone in the league. We'll open it up to anyone that's
Yeah.
in the tradable discussion.
it depends who we have to give up. I would probably, if I had to pick anyone, we'd probably have to give up Jay Crowder. I would probably pick Paul George just because he's been there before. He's experienced. He's a better shooter than Jimmy Butler. By far, and I don't know. Like I said, experience counts in the playoffs, and that's what we need. If we wanted to go more youth, I could see going for Jimmy because I mean he's young, and I don't really know what his cap is yet. I kind of know what Paul George's ceiling is, even though it's high.
Yeah, that's a high ceiling. I don't know what else you would want.
I know.
But what do you think about this from a Pacers perspective on the Paul George trading? They went out this offseason, got all this talent. They got Jeff Teague at the point guard, made big trades. They were like, all right, we're all in. This is going to be our year. Now they're one game above 500, and they're ready to jump ship. Do you think they should jump ship, or should they try and build around Paul George?
We always talk how the NBA is, you don't want to be in the middle.
No.
You want to be at the top or you want to be at the bottom. And where are the Pacers right now?
In the middle.
In the middle. They need to do something that will create movement for them. And if Paul George gets shipped out, it might be the best thing for them if they can get the right deal back. You know? We need to break open the trade machine like they have on ESPN.
Since we're in my parents' basement, our budget is much lower than ESPN's. We do not have a trade machine. But I think that Paul George for that number one pick and a Jay Crowder, Jay Crowder, I would throw him in there.
Jay Crowder,
For
Avery
money-
Bradley.
for money reasons.
Yeah, Avery Bradley.
I think that would be,
Rozier's been mentioned.
yeah, I would say any of that's a good deal for Paul George.
Oh, I would be ecstatic if the Celtics had Paul George. And I think it would put him over the Cavs to be favorites in the
You
East.
think so?
I think so. Well, we got the whole LeBron factor in the playoffs, and I know
Yeah.
that's what everyone says.
I feel like people are very down on the Cavs right now because of all the injuries, and
Yeah.
they haven't played great, but they're still in first place.
And they'll step it up in the postseason, too,
Yeah,
as well.
once they get healthy, they'll figure it out. Speaking of the Cavs, I know this is your favorite topic.
Oh.
You desperately wanted to bring up your boy, aka my boy, as a Cavs fan, Kyrie Irving, potentially thinks the world is flat.
Yeah.
Yes, you heard that right. He thinks the world is flat.
Like Christopher Columbus days, the world is flat.
What? All right, explain this, because I'm unfamiliar and I want your.
All right, so All-Star Weekend, they were doing an interview with Kyrie, and I forget what they were talking about, but anyway, they stated that we don't really know what's out there in the universe. You know, the planets could be made up. He was stating Pluto, and at the end, he goes, and the Earth is flat. And the sports world just stopped. Unreal. Like, how is that even in your mindset that the world is flat?
I mean, it's like extremely proven that the world is not flat. But I mean, I support it. The man's not an idiot. He's not.
How many classes do you think he went to at Duke?
-5.
-5. He only played in 11 games, so.
He only played in 11 games, and any athlete at any of those schools don't go to class.
No. Or do homework. They just
do
bang
nothing.
girls all the time.
Yeah, they do nothing. So -5 classes, I think, is about how many he went to.
Yeah.
But there's no way he was serious saying the Earth is flat.
And they even they interviewed a bunch of other guys. So they asked Draymond. They go up to Draymond. They go, hey, Draymond, did you know Kyrie thinks the world is flat? And the reporters, or Draymond said, well, good for him. He's entitled to his own opinion. He basically backed him up.
I don't know if that's backing him up.
He didn't say that it was his opinion, but he was like, you know what? If he believes it, I kind of believe it too. Like he was kind of joking with the media almost.
Ugh, I don't know. I really hope Kyrie was kidding. I hope, and I gotta see the context. I gotta see the interview. I can't.
He doubled down on it. He went, all right, I got 2 8s. I'm doubling down.
No way. The Earth is outstandingly spherical.
I need to interview Kyrie. I got to call him up and say, Kyrie, do you really think the Earth is flat? Like, we need to talk to him.
Kyrie, if you want to come on the bullpen and defend your flat Earth comment, you're more than welcome.
You're more than welcome. But we'll do some tests. We'll prove it right. We'll get some textbooks for you.
Send you some pictures.
Yeah.
Of space.
Yeah. NASA might be lying to us, but we never know.
That is tough. I don't know. Hey, we've been talking a lot of NBA. Let's switch over to some baseball. There's a lot of stuff's been going on in the rule department. Rob Manfred trying to make a lot of changes. This year he proposed quite a bit, actually. But the only thing that is stuck so far and that the players approved on was the intentional walk to get it changed. So instead of throwing 4 meaningless pitches, you just throw a little wave and say you're sending in first. What do you think?
I forgot when the MLB turned into Little League, Ben, because this is terrible. Why are we... I know they're trying to shorten the game, shorten baseball. It's too long. They're never going to happen. But you're throwing 4 pitches. I mean, how hard can that be?
Yeah, but that's a waste of time.
Listen, this has been... Baseball, it really bothers me when they change baseball rules, because baseball has been around... since how long? 1850s, it feels like they been playing baseball.
You say it like you were there. Like, oh, it's been a while since we've been watching that baseball.
1850s, they have had 4 pitches, intentional walk. And think about, here's my number one thing. Think about Vladimir Guerrero. I know you love that, yes. Vlad. You're a big fan of Vlad.
Yeah. No batting gloves? That dude's a savage.
When I was younger, I saw Vlad. He was going to get intentionally walked. I saw him take a pitch from an intentional walk and put it over the fences. You're taking that aspect out of the game.
But come on, that's one time in the thousands of intentional walks there have been.
What happens if it's Game 7 of the World Series and they want to walk someone? Who knows? Maybe they could throw a pass ball and the other team will win the game. You're taking so much out of the game hasn't been changed.
I would love to see the stats on how many pass ball intentional walk attempts there have been. I think it was Tim Kalishaw brought it up today on Around the Horn. And he's like, yeah, you're really taking a lot out of the game. That runner on third, if there's an intentional walk and the catcher bobbles it, he's in there. How many times does that happen?
Oh, that's the beauty of sports, though. You never know.
But you know.
You never know.
You know how many times pitchers and catchers, those exact pitchers and catchers, have thrown the ball to each other and not dropped it?
How many?
Millions.
Millions. If not trillions.
If not however many Kyrie thinks it is. But there is no way there's going to be a bobble. There's no way there's going to be a pass ball. There's no pass ball on an intentional walk.
What's good with Rob Manfred? He's just making all these rule changes now, too?
Yes, because he's a revolutionary.
I don't know if I'm...
Baseball is boring. They need something better. I know it's a classic, but you know what else is classic? The frickin' fans of baseball. And they're going to die soon, and there are going to be no fans left.
I think that the nostalgia for baseball is always going to be there, Ben. You never know.
I don't know. We're into baseball, yes.
Yeah, I like baseball.
We like baseball. I'm not going to go out of my way. We did go on a...
Yeah, we did go out of our way.
We did go about 8 hours down the coast to see a baseball game. But, I don't know, I feel like your average fan, the attention span of people our age and younger is non-existent. If it's not instant and not on a screen in front of your face, they don't like it. We're on the other side, obviously, where all right, let's go to a game that's awesome. That's going to be the best thing we do this week. We live bad lives, man. If that's the best thing of our week.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Yeah, all right, whatever. But you know what I'm saying. Yeah. Things have to be instant. Things have to be now.
Well, he's doing what he wants to do, speeding up the game. That's what his goal is.
Yeah.
And, hopefully he'll achieve it.
I
don't know how missing 4 pitches is going to speed up the game.
That's going to shave seconds off the clock. But the thing that needs to get changed most is pitching, like the number of times the manager and pitching coaches can come out to the mound. That takes forever. That's a stall tactic. Just because you didn't think to put your guy up in the bullpen 15 seconds earlier doesn't mean we get to sit and watch some guy talk about his dinner plans with the pitcher for later.
See, the thing with baseball, there's so many different situations that can happen. So you got to be prepared for all of them.
What, is there going to be a pass ball while the manager's out there on the mound?
Well, just defensive situations, how you're going to line up. You know what I mean? If you want to put your infielders at double play depth, the bunt is crazy. You can, bring your third baseman in, bring your first baseman in if he's a lefty or a righty hitter. So I can see where you're coming from on that with the mound meetings, but it is a stall tactic, and something needs to be done about it.
Yeah, there needs to be minimal number of times a manager can go out or a pitching coach can go out.
You going to put a time limit on it, too?
Yeah, time limit. For sure. There's already a time limit. They installed that this past year.
Was it like 20, 30 seconds?
Yeah. And also, if the manager comes out more than once, they have to make a change.
Pull the guy, right?
They have to make a change. Makes sense. But they could send any schmo out there. They could send the bat boy to be like, hey,
pitch one pitch.
hey, throw the ball over the plate, guy. It's like, well, that's nothing. I don't know. Speeding up the game is important, but there's got to be more revolutionary ways than the intentional walk rule. And other things that are going on, starting next year, according to Rob Manfred, the commissioner of baseball, he wants to start just making executive orders because he just wants to take over and be like, hey, I'm in charge. I'm doing this. Because, apparently, he made all these rule changes he wanted and only the intentional walk one got passed by the players. And the players and commissioner have completely different viewpoints on the game. Thoughts?
If he wants to become Roger Goodell number 2, then go for it. Make it as many executive orders as you want to do. But, like I said, it's baseball. There's tradition. And you got to abide by this tradition or else the people are not going to like it. Unless you're going for the younger crowd. The younger crowd might like it.
That's what I'm saying. The traditional crowd is on the way out.
You're right. But you're changing the game. I don't know if you like changing the game that much.
No, I don't know how I feel. I understand the executive order aspect because it'd be like the president going against an unfavorable House and Senate. You're never going to get anything passed, but if something needs to get passed, it needs to get passed.
You think they get rid of the DH? You think that's what he wants to make an executive order on?
No, why would you get rid of the DH? It's more offense.
Or install a DH in both leagues.
Oh, yeah, that's inevitable.
You think it's coming soon?
Oh, yeah.
Although it's been up for vote for like mad long.
I wouldn't doubt that's one thing Manfred does in his executive order reign next year.
Putting a DH in both leagues.
What does the pitcher add batting? That's just more strategy.
Look at Kershaw. Kershaw
right.
hits bombs.
Yeah, but he also probably hits like 200.
Nah, I think look at who's the guy from the Mets? DeGrom. He hit like 330 last year.
All right, they also bat twice every
other week.
Yeah. I mean, small sample size.
I think he had like 4 home runs last year. Who's the pitcher for the Giants?
Bumgarner?
He hits bombs.
Well, look at him. He's a freaking tree trunk.
Well, if you put a DH in, he's never hitting ever again.
Yeah, and the guy in the DH is going to hit 50 home runs that season instead of 3.
It's an advantage, I'm telling you.
But it's a disadvantage to every other pitcher in the league that can't hit.
Learn how to hit, learn all aspects of the game. That's what I say.
But how? How can we expect these pitchers to be these high-end throwers of the ball if we want them to be well-rounded players?
Have you seen those kids in Little League? They throw pretty hard, too.
But what does that have to do with anything?
I'm saying if those kids can do it, those professionals can do it. All you got to do is step into the batter's box, take a couple cuts, you'll be all set.
Then you hurt yourself, and if a pitcher gets hurt, they're out for at least 4 starts.
Yeah, I remember Ching-Ming Wong back in 2007 for the Yankees. He was running the bases, and he almost got hurt. And he tore his Achilles. It was done for the year.
It's pathetic how easily baseball players get hurt.
Just running the bases?
Just literally running. They're like full sprint because it's the one thing they've done all day. It's the fullest effort they've given in one day, and they're like,
Prince Fielder is like a great baseball player, and he's like plus 330.
It's an anomaly that man is an athlete. Dude, he's 300 pounds.
Yeah, unreal. He hits bombs, though.
I guess bombs equal success in the Major League Baseball. A very factual statement. I want to wrap up on one obscure topic. Unless you have any other obscure topics you want to throw out there.
I'm good. You going for the goalie thing?
Oh, I'm going for the goalie thing. This has been blowing my mind. I've loved it ever since I heard it. A few days ago, this soccer backup goalie out in Europe, 45 years old. Apparently, he's 20 stone, which is how they weigh people.
Wait, where is this?
This is in England.
This is in England.
They weigh people by stones. Like, okay. I think it's like a baggie of stones, and they're like, okay, this is
They put it on a scale and try and even it out?
That may or may not be a thing, but that's how they were weighing this man, and they have him at 20 stone.
Okay.
Which is 250 plus.
Okay.
Massive human. Not fit either.
All right.
And everyone witnessed this man eating what at first appeared to be a sandwich, but turned out to be a meat pie on the sideline.
Very English, very English.
Very English. Probably delicious.
Yep.
I don't blame him. He's a backup goalie. He's 45. He's clearly not playing. He's just there for the good times.
All right.
And the meat pies.
Yeah. He's like Helder.
Yeah. Just like him. He's just there for the good times. But, so it was cool. They were like, all right, sweet. I see a post on Twitter, Instagram. The guy went to the bar at halftime. Mm-hmm. He was boozing it up. Dude's a good time.
Good for him.
This all spins around, and he ends up retiring because of gambling rumors.
Okay.
Apparently, there was an 8-to-1 odds out there that he would eat a meat pie on the sideline.
Wow.
And he must have caught wind of this and did a little insider prop betting.
He's like Hillary, a little insider information going on.
A little something there, but it just blows my mind that this turned out to be. This went from some 45-year-old backup goalie eating a meat pie on the sidelines to a gambling scandal in a matter of hours.
It surprises me it doesn't happen more with prop bets because we were talking about this the other day with the Super Bowl. Yep. I put a bet in that the national anthem was going to be under 2 minutes and 10 seconds. What tells me that Luke Bryan can't just, go over and put a bunch of money that he's going to go hit the over on the...
Because he knows. He's sung the national anthem probably hundreds of times.
Hundreds of times. He did it at the All-Star game. That's why I threw the under on it because he was like 30 seconds under 2 minutes. So I was like, oh, he's definitely going again.
But if Luke Bryan put the money down, that's a different thing. That's sketchy. But wouldn't be surprised he's like, hey, guy I've known all my life.
Throw it down.
Throw $10 million down. I've never sang the national anthem more than 2 minutes and 10 seconds of my life. You're going to be rich as hell.
You think his bookie would take that bet?
Yeah. He would have to.
I don't think so. I think he'd be like, 10 million? That's a lot of money. I think a conspiracy's going on right now.
Yeah, all right. Conspiracy, yes. But do you think there's a problem with those kind of bets and betting in general in sports?
Betting in general will never be fully regulated in sports. You think about Pete Rose, and you can go into that forever, but betting in sports is always a tricky topic, and something's got to get resolved about it. Look at DraftKings and how all the reforms are going through over there with the merger and everything. People from New York can't even place bets on DraftKings.
No, DraftKings had to refund everyone's money from New York.
Yeah.
Which is just outrageous. But I know you're a big bettor.
I do like to play some bets.
I am on the opposite side. I don't bet ever.
Yep.
Maybe because
I like to win money. I like to play smart bets.
I've heard you bet on UConn football.
Yeah. I bet against UConn football.
Smart bets.
Smart bets.
Smart bets. I don't know, I feel like the aspect of betting in sports is just because there's so much you can control.
Mm-hmm.
Although you can't control everything, but you can control a great amount in sports.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like a coin flip where, all right, anything can happen. This is literally humans in control making decisions, and that could change.
Yeah, maybe Rob Manfred can do an executive order on sports betting in baseball.
Pete Rose is gone for...
Which is another issue completely.
That's
another...
We'll probably get to that at some other episode, but I want to say this is the end of episode 1 on the bench, or what is it, the bullpen?
The bullpen.
I don't even know what the name of our thing is.
Hey, we'll get it right one day.
We will get it right one of these days. But hey, what did you think of the first episode?
Hey, not bad. We'll always try and get better.
When you start at 0.
Yeah, you're going from the bottom, and now we're here.
Not too sure where here is, but hey, I had a good time.
Yep.
Thank you for coming up with this idea.
Thanks.
We'll see you guys next week on the Bullpen with Bouch and Ben. Thank you.